Hello, lovely air signs, and welcome to Bloom Healing Tarot. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that light is going to be good enough. Let me just add some more light. Yes, that is much better. Okay, lovely. So, hi, air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Welcome to Bloom Healing Tarot. I am your green goddess, and I'm here to do some healing for the collective, for our beautiful air signs. And it's a special day today. It is the 10-10 portal, the 10th of October. And I felt like bringing in the air sign reading tonight. We've done the earth and we've done water. And it felt like quite a natural move to go into the air signs because of there being a lot of focus on the emotions and a sense of really being stuck in some of the mental realm. And then when I realized it was the 10-10 portal today, and there was some definite energy coming in of difficulties for those people that are caught up in their heads at this time. Because the 10-10 portal represents a very big karmic shift happening. The number 10 represents karma. It represents the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot. It represents rebirth. It represents that spark of true transformation having taken place. And so the fact that we're in a 10-10 portal, it's like a double dose of karma coming in. And if that's karma, if that's good karma coming in for you, it's going to be like double the abundance. And if it's but not good karma, if it's bad karma, we reap what we sow, okay? So if it's bad karma, then there is this double dose of bad karma that could be coming your way. And so I'm kind of feeling like this reading could well bring some healing for those people that perhaps are facing some of the decisions that they've made in their past that weren't for their highest good. And they're now having to reap the consequences of what that has meant for their life and what transformations have come about because of these decisions that they've made. And definitely there is a sense of people being tormented by their thoughts, tormented by the mental realm, the mental prison that they have created for themselves. And there are definitely energies of people feeling suicidal in the collective. And so I think there is a deep need for some healing, or for all of us to be able to bring in some, the ability to remain centered and not get stuck in our head, remembering to use our mental abilities, our logic and our reason and our common sense to guide us through certain decisions, because we do need that. We cannot be without it. But there is that sense that we also need to know when to get out of our head and how to stay in the heart and stay in our emotions and allow us to be truly led by our emotions and not always be making head over heart decisions. And I would also say there is a sense of, if those of you that have got a lot of good karma coming in, it is still going to be a tower moment. It is still going to be something to come in and knock you off your feet, because not only is this the reaping of all of the good karma that you have attracted, this is a double dose. So it is going to come in and knock you off your feet like a tsunami. And there's that tendency to get a little bit too in your head and a little bit too egotistical, or a little bit too I don't know what sanctimonious sort of came through, but I don't know if that's the right word. Maybe that resonates for some people, but just a bit, I'm all that. And it's important that we stay grounded as we bring in beautiful, gorgeous abundance in our life. We have to also stay grounded once it arrives, so that we can meet it at the right vibration. You know, you hear these stories all the time of people winning the lottery, you know, winning millions, and they end up spending it all in a really quick, stupid way, and they often lose all their friends and their connections and their family over it. And there are these terrible stories of people who went from being quite normal, living quite normal but comfortable lives, then suddenly getting this shed load of money coming in, and they don't respect it, and they end up in a really serious addiction, or they end up putting their money into something that they shouldn't, or they just start to believe that the money is the most important thing, and, you know, to hell with everyone and everything else. And that is where the love of money is the root of all evil quote comes from. It was not money. Money is not the root of all evil. It is the love of money that becomes the root of all evil. So it's important that as we bring in this brilliant abundance, that we remember that there are a lot of other people around us who will not be enjoying the abundance or good karma that we might be. And so for us to stay humble, that's the word I was thinking about. Just the ability to stay humble and compassionate and balanced, and thoughtful, whether this is money or new love or a new home or a new job, new career path, new opportunity. Maybe your dreams are about to take off. The dream you've held for decades may be about to take off, and this is your moment. You don't want to fuck it up. You know, these are cycles. They come around. They don't just come up, park up and wait outside your front door for you to receive. It's a cycle. It's a merry-go-round, and you've got to be ready to jump on that merry-go-round when it comes past you. And that's all about being prepared in your mindset and in your vibration and in your grounding and in your planning. You know, what does your dream look like? And when you get it, what are you going to do with it? Are you ready to jump on the merry-go-round? And once you're on there, you know, what's the next bit? So it's about sort of, you know, we've worked really hard for this good karma. You know, we've worked so hard for this good abundance to come into our lives. We don't want to ruin this opportunity, because it's an opportunity. It's not a given. It's not going to be handed to us on a silver platter. None of us out here on the journey, on the path, whether that's, you know, whatever kind of path you're on, whether that's a light worker, a starseed, an indigo, you know, someone going through an enlightenment process of any kind of awakening. These are, you know, moments that will be presented to us. And it's all about whether we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and the balls to grab it when it comes round. And then obviously, once you've got it, you've got to hang on to it and do something good with it. Ideally, you want to invest, you know, whether that is in a relationship. You know, if your kingdom husband or your kingdom wife is now coming towards you and you've worked, both of you, so hard to get to this point, those first impressions and those first few exchanges, between you are going to be the foundation stone of your whole relationship path destiny. So the more you can invest in that being the best foundation stone possible, I just saw 10:11 on the clock, then the greater your abundance and tree of life and book of life will be that you come to create. And that's just, I've come up with Book of Life because I watched that this afternoon. Beautiful film by Disney called The Book of Life. Absolutely stunning. If you haven't seen it yet, really would recommend it. Very much resonates with my path, my journey, my ancestry. And it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it's an animated, and it's just, yeah, out of this world, all set on the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead in Mexico. So nice little download there for some people. I'm sure, you know, it's all about connecting with our passed over loved ones, our ancestors. We are in the month of October. We are in the month of Samhain, of Halloween, of All Hallows Eve, and Dia de los Muertos, which happens on the, I hope this is correct, the 2nd and 3rd of November every year. It's the days when the Mexican cultures revere and worship and celebrate the dead that have passed over. And the first day, it's always 2 days that they celebrate. And the first day is for all the children that have passed over. So parents celebrating the children that they buried. And the second day is for the adults and the elders. So beautiful way in which the Mexican generations have kept their connection with their ancestors and their passed over family, and maintained that generation and that legacy, even though these people's physical bodies are no longer here. They very much live on in spirit, in the hearts and minds and memories of their families. And I've always found it a fascinating part of their culture that they celebrate death in a way that no other part of the world's history has ever celebrated death. And I've always been very touched by it, and I'm very drawn and called to Mexico. I've been out there twice in my life. First time when I was 20 and the second time when I was 40. So that was very synchronistic for me. And they're a wonderful people, and definitely vibes within my ancestry. And so I was delighted to watch that film today. So sorry for the little tangent. But, you know, it's about, I feel the connection with this. The reason I'm talking about it is because we are being contacted by our passed over loved ones. Our ancestors, our spirit guides are all there giving us guidance through these times. They may be giving us a kick up the arse as well. You know, our spirit guides and our higher self, they're calling to us from a future point in time where they can see the trajectory that we're on, and the people that are around us, those that would mean us no good, and those that are destined to be good on our path, good for us, and to have valuable lessons and abundance for us, and to be the great loves of our life, and for us to find our mission work, because that's a great part of the divine soulmate journey. So it's about recognizing when we're in dark times, when we're in strife and we're in difficult moments of confusion or loss or hopelessness, helplessness, to remember that even if you are all alone in this world, that you can always call on either your passed on loved ones, those ancestors that you know about, your mum, your dad, your grandparents, their parents before them. We all have that. We all come from that similar tree structure. And their DNA and their blood runs in your veins. And they have a story to tell you. And that story often comes through in our dreams. And even if you cannot make those connections, you can always call out to the other spirit guides that simply exist for our benefit. And that is the creator, whatever you call him or her, or whatever you perceive them to be. They are always listening. And they want to see you become the best version of you. They wrote your destiny. They want to see you live it in living color, in technicolor. And there's the archangels, and there's the spirit guides of all of the natural world. Every plant, every tree, every drop of water in the oceans and the rivers and the waterfalls and the mountains, every rock. And then throughout the animal kingdom, the bird kingdom, the marine aquatic kingdom, all of the mammals, all of the insects, all of the butterflies, they all are connected to Gaia, to spirit, and to us. And they are all here to help us. They are all giving us signs all the time. So remember that your mental realm is not simply there. Your mental ability to think is not just about sitting there in worrisome thoughts or anxious or anxious thoughts or in anguish, because there's a lot more that your mental capacity can do actually to connect you into the spiritual world, into the natural world. And that's really using your senses, really using your 3D senses of sight, smell, taste, touch, and sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. And then allowing your sixth sense of your third eye intuition to connect at that mental level and allow you to make different observations about what you see around you. And try not to get caught up in those same stories or excuses that you've told yourself a million times. If it's not serving you anymore, then why are you still using it as a tool to navigate your own mind? If these thoughts only serve to worry you, upset you, keep you awake at night, then why are you focusing on them? You have to take responsibility for pulling your focus away, either by deep breathing, listening to music, listening to some frequencies like 528 hertz, the heart chakra frequency. You can find all of these on YouTube. Listening to some music that puts you into a relaxed mood. And you can also, ensure that you're keeping your body in a high vibration. Using things like lavender essential oil. We had this out with the water emotional reading, the water signs reading. And I would definitely say lavender is what I would recommend for this kind of energy tonight. Very calming, very centering. It will pull you back down out of those anxious thoughts of the sort of 8, 9, and 10 of swords type nights. Very calming. Just relaxes your autonomic nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system. I was literally about to do that to the computer. Here you go. You can smell it here. We will be having smell-o-vision soon. And it's funny, actually, a lot of us empaths and clairvoyants and mediums, all of our clair gifts are upgrading at the moment. And a lot of us are noticing our clairsentience and clair I think it's clair emollient, if I might be wrong, but the clair sentience that you have with smell is really coming online, and so many different readers, psychics, channelers, tarot readers are commenting on being able to smell their visions and their channels coming through. And there's been some weird smells coming through for sure. So I guess in a way we are in smell-o-vision land, you know, that is actually a real thing now. So that was just like a little, you know, intro. Maybe that's going to relate as the cards come out, but it felt like it was important to say. And I hope that it was meaningful or healing for anyone out there that needed that message. We're going to look at the chakras for sure and see what is on the agenda for the air signs and how we can accentuate that healing. But first of all, let us do something fun. So for the other readings, I've been sharing these little heroes cards. We've got these little heroes cards coming out, and I've been getting these with my grocery shopping and collecting them, and they're really, really awesome. And you can definitely use them as little divine oracles. And I've saved a pack, an unopened pack for the air signs. So we're going to open this tonight and see what your cards are. Okay, so what have we got for the air signs? For Aquarius, Libra and Gemini on the 1010 portal. Oh, hang on, let me just light some sage and say that God protects me and fights my battles. No weapon formed against me in spirit or in physical may prosper. I am loved and highly favored and under the divine protection of all my archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides. And so is my divine collective. This is a safe space. And you are loved by spirit. Remember that. Remember that always. So we've got for the air signs, we've got Porg from Star Wars, number 55. Oh, amazing. And I was also going to say, not only are we in a 1010 portal today, we're in the year of the 5, because 2021 adds up to 5, which is a time of great transformation and change. You know, the year of the 5, 2021, has actually been foretold in prophecy because it represents this massive shift and awakening that we're all going through, that the whole planet is going through. And so the fact that it's 1010 portal and it's the year of the 5, there's all this kind of synchronicity. And now we've got the number 55 coming out, adding up to a 10. So we've got another representation of cycles coming to an end and the new beginnings of this new karmic shift or new cycle coming into being. And it was 2323 when I started that, and it's now 2333. Okay, we've now got number 20. We've got Mushu from Mulan. Number 20, breaking down to a 2. So, you know, that can talk about union. That can talk about cycles, the masculine and feminine, the sun and the moon. And yeah, Mushu represents the food energy. So food energy could be important for some people, to be really conscious of what they're putting into their body and ensuring that it's high vibe and that you're giving your body what you want and what you crave and what you enjoy. Food is to be enjoyed. It is not just functional fuel. There is great enjoyment and love and beauty and goodness with good soul food. So, you know, put some love into your food when you're in the kitchen, okay? And Porg represents the energy of animals. And we were just talking about the energy of our spirit guides in the animal world. If any of you are pet owners, you will know that your animal is your spiritual familiar, and they are incredibly precious guides and protectors on our journey, especially when we are asleep and we're in the 4D, we're in the astral realm. Our animals, those of us that have animals at home, they are actually our guides and our protectors, and they are keeping us safe. And that might be something, if you're struggling and you don't have a furry friend or a reptile friend, whatever your pet preference would be, you may find a lot of comfort and friendship and love by getting yourself a pet. So something to think about for somebody out there. Definitely, we've got two very cute little creatures here. I mean, maybe a Komodo dragon. I know a lot of people that love their Komodo dragon like their baby, or their snake, or their iguana. And look at this little furry thing. It's like a guinea pig. I actually used to have loads of guinea pigs when I was growing up. I had 10 at one point. And we had lots of cats, and we had lots of rabbits, and we've always had lots of animals. Animals are the best, guys. They really are. Okay, and the third one, we've actually got another Star Wars one. We've got Rey from Star Wars, and she's bringing in a number 13, which funnily enough represents death in the tarot. So more change energy. Death is all about, the death card in tarot is all about death and rebirth, that cycle of change. So definitely, as we're in the year of transformation on this karmic, it's like we're on that top bit of the roller coaster. We've risen all the way up to the top, and we're just about to go over the edge. There's no stopping it now. But it's that sort of heart in your mouth moment, because change frightens a lot of people. I happen to be singular amongst many people I know. I'm not the only one out here, I know that, but I am unique in that I have always loved change. I thrive on change. I really adapt well. That could be because I'm a Virgo, and I'm strong Virgo. I've got Virgo 4 times in my chart. I've got 4 planets and placements in Virgo in my chart. And it's a mutable sign. And mutable signs always appear at the end of a season. So Virgo always appears at the end of the summer going into autumn. And that means that as a Virgo, I'm really always ready. Like my whole energy shift comes in at this point of transformation from one season cycle into another. I'm at my best. Virgos are at their best when summer is going into autumn, or at least at the end of the season, wherever you are in the world. It might be different if you're in the southern it will be different if you're in the southern hemisphere to me. I'm in the northern hemisphere. But the point being is that we revel in times of change, because for us, we're always on the crest of the wave. We're always ready to roll into the next thing. And people have found me very strange that I love change. And I can leave a job without having another one and not have any kind of fear around it. In fact, it gives me the motivation and the sort of burning platform to do something quick, smart, So it's interesting for everybody, but I definitely have found that we are all in such changing, unpredictable times that my adaptability for change has been a real godsend and a real friend in difficult times. And it might help those of you that can be quite rigid in your thinking or in your routines to just try and be a little bit more adaptable, and even challenge your own structures, your own mental structures, your own thoughts about the way you think things might be. and even just have a little experiment. Just try and do something a bit different. Just try it for one day. You don't have to commit to it forever, but just try it for one day and just see what different results you get when you put a different type of energy into it. And I'm not even going to give an example. I'm just going to leave it up to your own intuition and imagination as to what that means. The last little one we got was Captain Marvel. And it says, write a list of ways to help save the planet. So we've got superheroes coming out. We've got superhero gifts coming into being. Ray is a water spirit, by the way. And I'll read you what Ray says. It says, Ray trains as a Jedi on a remote island. She learns about the force that connects all living things. Beautiful. So yeah, superpowers. We've all got superpowers. They're all coming online, but we have to be ensuring that we're allowing all of our different elements to be working in harmony, and we're not just in the air realm of our thoughts and our mental, because actually that can be like a never-ending hamster wheel that doesn't necessarily get us anywhere. You want to bring some passion or some inspiration or some emotion or some drive behind those thoughts and give them some positive action. And don't just let them be thoughts, because then you'll just have alphabet soup scrambled in your head. You need to allow these thoughts to move and to find energy in manifesting them in the real world. And that could be talking to someone about your problems. It could be writing a song about it, or writing it all down and burning the paper. Just getting it out so that it doesn't keep swimming around internally, because that energy will stay where you allow it to stay. And even down to what other people have said to you, other people's opinions, other people's fears, naysayers, even people who think they mean you well with backhanded compliments, whatever. These are the annoying things that we tend to hang on to as human beings. And I always like the ethos of don't let anyone take up space rent-free in your head. Okay? If someone says something to you, you don't have to accept it. You don't have to let it take up residence and kick its shoes off and get real comfy in your psyche, and then keep twisting the knife every night for the next 10 years. Because funnily enough, we allow that to happen far too often. And you can very simply and firmly say to that thought, or that thought form, or that idea, or that quote that keeps going round in your head, you can simply say, actually, I don't accept this. This isn't for me. This didn't come from me. This doesn't align with me and my values, and I don't need it. I don't require it. I let it go. And you will start to realize that you have immense power over your mind. You have the power to control. Exactly that. You have the power to control what thoughts are taking up space and what activities you are focusing your energy on. And if you're sitting in a anxious prison cell of your own making, you're going to have to figure out a way of getting yourself out of that, because no one can climb inside your head and do that for you. Even if you've been letting everyone else climb inside your head and park their fucking opinions and their fears and imprint them into your mind, you have to be the guardian at the gate and say, where does this stop? Okay? The mind can be a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. So are you going to be the master of your own mind and get your mind working for you? Let it be the servant to your needs and your manifestations, your decisions. Or are you going to let your mind control you and ultimately thwart all your abundance coming to you? Because that's really what those thoughts are trying to do. They are trying to take you off your path, bury you in depression, and keep you in a sense of lack, a sense that there is something missing that you need to fulfill from the outside world in some way, shape, or form. And that's simply not true. We have everything we need within. But all of these negative attachments, negative vibes that we get from social media and also from the social structures of our families, etc., and education and work, it is all designed to keep us in a low negative vibration so that we don't figure out who we are, so that we don't realize and awaken to our superhero powers and our gifts of clairvoyance and clairsentience and clairaudience and clairemolience. We are all earth angels at the end of the day. We are all capable of connecting to spirit and to Gaia and to just bringing our own bodies more online and in line with spirit, because we are all part of this one beautiful network. And if you're being a glitch in the matrix over here and causing all these disturbances in the force and putting out dark energy or dark thoughts, just general dark thoughts about yourself or about others, this is the static and this is the traffic of information that you are sharing with the field, the energetic field around you. This is what is going out on your cosmic spiritual megaphone. And you're attracting the same. You attract whatever you put out. Now, I've definitely been in those thoughts in my life. I've been through periods of depression, and I know how dark those thoughts can get. Now, if you're in that place, you have to realize that you are probably most likely creating more and more of that same feeling for yourself the longer that you do nothing about it, because you're attracting more of it in. So you're almost building up like a little wait list of new negative energy to come flooding in around you. And that's really, that's really not what we want. So we want to be able to, start to give ourselves a little pep talk. Okay? And if there are those bad thoughts, negative thoughts, thoughts that you're not good enough, thoughts that you don't deserve this or don't deserve love, or that you're a bad person in some way, you need to put those thoughts in the trash bin of your mind. You need to create a little trash bin, a little shredder of some kind in your mental scape. And those thoughts get shredded, okay? Not saying they're never going to come back, but the more you shred them and the more you put them in the trash bin of your mind, the stronger your muscle will become, and you'll get better at it, and it will work better, and you will feel the results quicker and quicker each time. And you just have to keep doing it. However small, we probably make in a day something like 20,000 decisions. It's kind of strange to think that. And a lot of them will be on the subconscious, but they are still decisions that we have some awareness of. How many of those decisions are you allowing to happen on autopilot? And how many of those decisions are you actually taking the reins and just guiding gently and ensuring that there is this consistency? Building those little routines is really, really important. Like meditating every morning, having a really good shower, washing off the night before, washing off the astral, washing off where you've been the night before is really, really important. And I don't just mean where you've been out, I mean where you've been when you've been asleep, because we are actually open to spirit completely when we are asleep, when we are in the astral realm, in the 4D. And a lot of us know that there is an awful lot going on in the 4D when we're asleep. A lot of different energies and entities are using people's energy. They're feeding on those fear or negative vibrations that people hold within their energetic body. And so it's really important to actually physically heal yourself with water and wash off the night before. And I've found that actually there's a lot more clarity. Spirit is able to move through me a lot clearer afterwards. So that's just a little tip I wanted to share with you. Let's pull some cards because I've been talking for 41 minutes and I didn't really mean to do that. But, this is the air reading. I've got a lot of air in my chart. I'm a Aquarius rising, Libra and Virgo cusp, and a Pluto in Libra. And in my Vedic, my Saturn and Mercury, my Venus and Mars Scorpio placements shift into Libra. So I'm very... I've got a lot of Mercury. Obviously, Mercury rules Virgo. I have 4 placements of Virgo, including Mercury in Virgo. So Mercury is the communicator. Mercury is the one that deals with knowledge and language and wisdom and words, all my favorite things. So this is, and I've been on many journeys and to valleys and peaks in my own mind. I have really got a jungle gym in my mind. I've got the most powerful imagination you could possibly imagine. You probably couldn't imagine my imagination. It's so off the charts. And I've realized that throughout the 4 years of my awakening, that our imagination is connected to our manifestation power. So whatever you can visualize and imagine is actually manifestable. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. It's manifestable on the 3D. So, I've already been practicing this muscle of my imagination my whole life. And it's paying off in massive ways now that I understand its power and connection to our manifestation, which is really what human beings are capable of. Actually, that is uniquely our superpower, is manifestation. The power of thought and idea and concept to be realized in the material world is manifestation. And everything is communicated through the platform of the air as well. All frequencies, all light, all energy moves through the air. All sound moves through air. So air is the cosmic soup, on the cosmic stage on which everything happens. It is considered the earliest element to exist, though fire and water have an equal challenge on that title. So we're not going to go there right now. But yeah. So massive intro, but we're on 4444. That's the moment to pull some cards. Let's do some chakra. Healing. Let's see what chakra healing is needed by our air signs. Oh, wow. Well, that flew out. Okay, well, isn't that interesting? We've got sacral, emotions, and heart, love and compassion and unity. So we've got the orange is empath. And it's funny because I thought about that word earlier and I was thinking of a Mexican standoff. I was thinking of me and someone else being at a Mexican standoff. And I don't think it was because I was watching a film about Mexico. I think it was quite separate to that. So funny how impasse has come up. And then we've got gossip in the heart card. So this is definitely talking about healing needed on the emotional level, because there's someone in a very defensive mode, sort of saying, you will not pass. You will go no further. I will say no more. You will not take one step further, or we will not agree on this, or we will have to agree to disagree. All of these things are choices, decisions. I mean, there's a very bright moon there, a very bright full moon, talking about wisdom. This could be about knowledge. This could be about communication. Someone not prepared to continue a conversation. And then we've got gossip on the other side. So people that are just flapping their lips a little bit too much, talking about other people's abundance, or talking about other people's karma, perhaps. Talking about, they're either hating on the people that are, actually doing the work, doing the actual shadow work and bringing into the world the good things. They're just hating on that because they're not prepared to do the work. They're not prepared to look at the lessons or learn from their karma. They just want to take and steal from other people because they're not very bright. They're not actually awake even. They're not in possession of the sort of drive or skills or impetus to do what others would. So they just want to talk down on your blessings, or else they're laughing and joking at other people's misfortune, which is really, really damaging and tragic. Actually, it's a horrible thing to do. Not only is it lacking all sense of compassion for someone that is going through a very dark time, even if they are the conductor and orchestrator of their own misfortune, and we all play a part in the journey and the decisions that we've made. But actually, to be completely without compassion for others, and to go so far as to laugh and mock and jibe and snigger about other people going through a very dark time, or even laughing at someone's grief. I mean, that's going to bring its own karmic retribution in itself. But it's a very dark, sick energy to actually spend your life in. So yeah, I'm feeling some very I mean, I'm definitely seeing this as like haters, gossip haters. This person in the middle is sort of, they're looking free-spirited, happy. They've got their arms out in a very open gesture to these two other people. They've got a paintbrush and an oil paint in their hands. So they're an artist of some kind. They're creating something beautiful. They're trying to be open. She's dressed in green. That's a beautiful, open heart chakra color. And these other two people on each side of her are just literally looking down their nose at this person, looking over their spectacles, as if they're somehow better than this other person. And actually you can see who looks more blessed and balanced and happy out of these three. It's not the two on the outer edge, it's the one in the middle. But these other people don't even realize that it's like that expression that people used to say when we were young and we'd make stupid faces. They would say, be careful, because the wind will change and your face will stay like that. Well, it's like these people look sick and twisted and poisoned because that's the reflection of what's going on inside. That their faces are stuck like that in a you know, we used to call it like a face like a smacked ass, a face like a dog's ass. You know, they can't get that look of disgust off their face, but actually that's how they feel about themselves inside. You know, their eyes are sort of twisted and yeah. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And you can see there's darkness and hatred in these people's eyes. So, yeah, gossip. I mean, remember, people, if you're on the sticky end or the sharp end of this, people mocking or laughing or bullying you, just remember that it comes from a place of jealousy and insecurity. People that know that they cannot ever do the kind of work or have the kind of dedication that you've had on your journey to do what you're doing. And they're just, what's the expression? I can't remember it, like butt hurt. That's it. They're butt hurt because they're jealous and they can't do it themselves. And so they think that they're somehow detracting from you by tearing you down. But I've got to tell you something that I didn't even know until I went through this process. And I'm being gang stalked at the moment and have been for a really long time by a real bunch of morons, to be honest. But they've ganged up in such great numbers. They think they've been, you know, making some kind of impact. They really haven't. But it's quite funny how karma works. And I didn't know this, but I'm actually going to put out a massive thank you to everybody that has sent negative energy, attachments, entities, psychic attacks my way, because I'm so chosen and protected and divinely aligned with spirit. Every time you send a negativity spell towards me, it reverses and you get the bad karma bit and I get the good karma. So like as an example, if someone was doing like, oh look, there's confirmation, thank you spirit. If someone was doing like let's say someone's trying to affect your money, let's say someone's trying to send out a spell to try and affect your abundance and stop you getting money coming in, what will happen is the opposite. It will actually increase that person's abundance. The person who's having spells done against them, rather than losing money, they're actually going to get more money. If you're doing spells against them so they don't get love and affection and friends in their life, you're actually helping spirit bring more friends and more love to that person. So I actually send out a massive vote of thanks to everybody that has given me so much good karma in this phase, in this time. I'm genuinely meaning that. I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm really in my feels. Hey, Risha, you are a star. Well, how nice to have you back again. Brilliant. I have been just chatting tonight. We haven't pulled many cards, but let's keep going, shall we? This is for the air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And actually, we're on air, so why don't we take a breath together, all of us together? Just relax your shoulders. And just take a nice, gentle but deep breath in. Feel it fill your body. And then just let it go. And then just do that one more time with me. Another nice deep breath in. And let it go. I mean, I could feel myself sensing that agitation in the field, you know. I could sense that I know what it's like to go through those sorts of scenarios, those sorts of situations. And my love goes out and my healing goes out to everybody that has been through that 55, or those that are going through it. Oh, your Venus is Libra. Amazing. Well, I've got my Venus is Libra in Vedic. So snap. That's lovely, Risha. So we had empath and gossip. And interestingly, I did have this card coming out, which was kind of like a signifier for the air signs tonight. But it felt to me like we were going to be dealing with some tea. We were going to be having some truth spoken up in here. And that is always the way with the air signs. And what with so much, you know, we've just gone through this Libra moon, Virgo Libra moon. And justice is being brought in. Justice and judgment came out on the first reading for the earth signs. This is the, like I said, reaping season. Karma is coming in now, and all of these cycles are shifting and changing. So there is some truth that either people are gossiping about. This person may be trying to defend themselves about some gossip. This person who's sort of saying, get off my land, get away from me. I'm going to keep these secrets hidden, or I'm going to continue the gossip. Maybe this person started the gossip. Maybe they started some sick rumor that wasn't true, and people are gossiping because actually, you know, maybe the truth is coming out about this gossip, that it wasn't true to begin with. Could very well relate to my story because that's what's been happening in my world. And, you know, this truth is going to come out, that the truth will out. The truth will always come out, and justice will always be served. And you better know that Spirit has got your back, okay? Spirit sees all. The Most High, the archangels, your spirit guides, your ancestors especially are keeping a very close eye on what's going on. And they have got your back, and they are not going to let any harm come to you. They are not going to let any spells or negative entities, attachments, dodgy vibes come anywhere near you. You are encircled in a beautiful protection of light. And they're going to see karma and justice served. Okay? And it's not nice when you're going through gossip. It's not nice to have your good name, your goodwill, your good intentions besmirched or smeared or dragged through the mud by people that are jealous and by people that are insecure and stuck in their own karmic shit. And they just want to bring other people down to their level. But unfortunately, they are punching well above their weight. And we're so elevated now above the bullshit that we don't even see you out here in the 5D. You're not even on our radar. Okay? All you're doing is just adding to the karmic debt of your own life and boosting my my winnings that come out of the arcade machine every time I tap in. Every time I tap it, it's like all this stuff that has been done against me that has forced me to go into hermit mode, which is actually my best place. It's my best place to heal and recover and recharge. It has also made my gifts come online even quicker. They were already coming online, but this period of fuckery that I've gone through, Spirit just turned up the volume and made sure I had the tools and the gifts and my spiritual weapons available to me, because she knew I was going to need them. And so she could see how much people were doing, gang stalking me in the 3D and in the 5D, and, you know, all sorts of fuckery. And it's allowed my gifts to go supersonic. So every time I sit down and read, every time I pick up the cards, I mean, I don't even need the cards to channel anymore. I never did. It was just about me stepping into that confidence and that power and that understanding. And we just went through 10101, baby. So Mama's on her game tonight. Like I said, I love words. I love speaking. I love communicating. I love language. I've just spent the last 8 months learning to speak 4 new languages. So I've just gone through day 217 on Duolingo. French, Spanish, Italian, Arabic, and English are now in my repertoire. And I speak a bit of German and a bit of other bits. I've even tried a little bit of Navajo. So yeah. Words is good. Communication is good, but bad communication is bad. You know, are you speaking the truth? Are you bringing truth, or are you just spreading dirty lies and rumors, fencing yourself into a corner? Literally, people get themselves stuck in a web of their own lies. And the really narcissistic ones, the real spiritual jackasses out there, don't even know what lies. Yeah, nice. Don't even know what lies they've told to people. So they get themselves in a real karmic web of delusion, and there's some confirmation from Spirit. Let's see what we've got from the Moon Oracle deck. Oh, okay. Let me just put these up here for you. So we had Mushu from Mulan, Porg from Star Wars, and Rey from Star Wars, and Captain Marvel from Captain Marvel. And we're going to take a couple of these special heroes and Lego cards for the collective of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Oh, look. Laurel from Onward. Another 5. Number 32, breaking down to a 5. Laurel from Onward. This is an awesome film. I love it, on the Disney app. Really, really brilliant. Really spiritual. Oh, no, this is the mum. It is still that film, but I thought it was the brother, but it's the mum. It's 2 brothers and a mum in this film. Laurel is determined to raise her elf sons well. They enjoy family time by eating a meal together at the table. Okay, so there's some family stuff going on here, and that connected with here, where this was like a food card. So this is sort of thinking about what we're bringing. You're from India, Risha. That's how you know English, Hindi, and Punjabi. Amazing. Wow. It's really beautiful to have some command of other languages. Traveling is my life purpose. Like, traveling is the most important thing. It's really where I learn the most about myself and about the world and about other cultures. And oh, I love it so much. And so having other languages just opens so many doors. It is literally a passport. And you know what? India is one of the places I've wanted to go my whole life, and I still haven't been there yet. I think Spirit's waiting. I think maybe Spirit had wanted me to go through my awakening before I went to India, because for me, it is the most divinely spiritual place. I'd love to spend some time in an ashram out there, and it will be so different now that I have the experience and connection with Spirit as I do. And yeah, I want to go to Nepal as well, and the Himalayas. And I know that's all happening for me. That's all in my path. So thank you so much for being here all the way from India. It's amazing. It's like you're just sitting right here with me. So we've got Laurel, and we've got this kind of more, green and orange color coming through as well. You see there's this orange and green. So definitely sacral and heart chakra energy is what's needed to be healed. And it doesn't feel very healed in this place here, you see. Not in these characters anyway. I'm hoping that for my beautiful air signs out there, masculine, feminine, girls and boys, however you identify, all of you are beautiful cosmic souls, and you all have a divine right to be here and to be loved in this world. I will come to India. Thank you, Risha. That's beautiful. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, whatever you're going through, we all have a right to second chances. We all have a right to be forgiven, and we all have a right to be safe as well. And Spirit and karma is allowing that to be the most important principle at this time. So where people have been harmed or taken for granted, exploited, trafficked, raped, abused, murdered even, there will be vengeance, there will be retribution, there will be karmic balance. Everything will be balanced out. We've got sovereignty, number 41, breaking down to another 5, guys. Who's feeling the change? I'm feeling it. Sovereignty. And that is the Queen of the Moon. So that was a very special card in itself. We've got will, which is a number 4. 13 breaking down to a 4. So we've now got another representation of death as well, because death is 13. And we've also got 31. So we've got 13 and 31, both of them adding up to a 4. And then we have an 8. So we have faith and will are the 2 4s. And together they add up to 8, which makes the path. Beautiful. So more mirroring coming through. We've got the worm moon as well. This is a full moon as well. And I suppose in a way the Queen of the Moon is very much representing the full moon. And there was this full moon in the other picture here. So there's a lot of wisdom being revealed at this time. A lot of Emperor energy, potentially, with 2 4s here. 4 represents the Emperor in the tarot. When we were kind of clarifying this impasse and gossip, faith and will. I mean, I think this is, it's sort of like saying, this has been, for me, certainly, a battle of wills. It has been a battle of wills, my strength against their strength. And actually, the good will always overcome the darkness. However bigger the darkness becomes, however small you may feel in relationship to your enemies, your haters, those that are living in a different paradigm to you, trying to bring you into their paradigm. If you are on the side of the right, if you are on the side of the light, of the good, of the truth, you will move mountains. Even the smallest creature, the smallest person can change the course of history. That's the beautiful line that Galadriel says to Frodo when he's feeling a bit helpless. And he doesn't understand how a small hobbit like him could be, because she's saying, if you fail, Galadriel says to Frodo, if you fail, we will all fall. This mission now rests entirely with you, and you're the only one that can do it. And if you don't do it, no one will. And he can't quite understand how someone who's small in stature, against all of these much taller, bolder, more brazen warriors, could have such a powerful, important job. But look, you can see, how that film ends, how that story ends. We're just on 111 now. We're going to be at 111.11 in a few seconds. So let's just wait for that to come in. 111.11, yay! Thank you for liking and subscribing. I really do appreciate you being here, guys. While I'm thinking about it, let me just say that thank you so much for your donations, your likes, your subscribes. If you are able and willing to spare or share anything, all these donations that you're so sweetly sending to me are helping me to really get my empire back on track and build this channel to beautiful heights so that I can bring you all of this healing. And I would be just so grateful and so in my feels if you were able to drop me a donation. My donation page is paypal.me/bloomhealing. And if you are looking for a personal reading, then you can definitely find out more information in the description box below. I am now doing 2 questions for £22 and 6 questions for £55. You tell me what you want me to pull cards on, and I will be your spiritual genie. And you can ask me about anything, and we can go anywhere in the universe. And it'll be a great way for me to help you with your healing and assist you on your beautiful journey, if you just tell me the direction you want to go. So check out the description box below for all that detail. And I thank you so much for being here and just sharing in the energy. It's very powerful. So, and also the Hero's Journey course as well. If you're interested in being on the mailing list for the Hero's Journey course, which is going to be launching at the end of 2021, please do drop me an email at bloomhealing22@gmail.com, and I will add you to the mailing list and make sure you're in line to get some early bird discounts. It's going to be the thrill ride of your life. I absolutely guarantee that. And okay, so before I lose my point, where I was going with this was that if you're on the side of the light and the good and the truth, you will still have the power to overcome and conquer whatever darkness is thrown towards you, because the power of the good and the power of the light will always succeed. It will always be almighty and victorious over the darkest of darkness. So I feel like, that is the pathway. Those of us that resonate with this, that is the pathway that we've been on. We've been holding our faith, holding on to our will and our truth, even when it felt like no one was believing us, no one was listening, no one cared. Or in fact, when you realize that people did know and they did nothing about it, they didn't try and warn me or warn you, they didn't try and step in and help or even say this is wrong or this isn't good, or, people people actually benefited, profited. People have been profiting off my pain, off my grief, off my energy, off my work. People have been plagiarizing me, taking my intellectual property. You know, these same people that would take all your goodness, or, you know, whilst gossiping about you at the same time, you know, it's really twisted. But if you've been able to just hold your ground, stand your ground with that will of 10,000 lions behind you, that force field of knowing that you are in the right and you have the Ace of Swords at your belt buckle, you will be protected. And the truth will always come out under these moons, you know. It's destined to come out. This is all part of the karmic story. I mean, this is the funny thing. We don't realize that until we look back on our journey and look back on our path, do we realize that we've often been the conductor and the orchestrator in our own karma. You know, we've had our own dirty paws in the karmic pot and not realized how much we have brought upon ourselves, for good or for ill. And that's why those of us that just have strived to stay in the light as much as possible, even when the dark was literally trying to pull you down, Spirit is about to reward that. Spirit wants to reward. Spirit needs to redress the balance. She's out of kilter and she doesn't like it. And so she's bringing in that beautiful Libra justice energy. I'm feeling like, okay, let's go to some oracles. Let's go to some of my 5D oracles now. Let's just put that one there and that one there. And put faith there. Oh, the path is there. And it's funny, the path is now underneath the path. I feel like it reminds me of what I was saying at the beginning about being adaptable, learning to be a little bit more flexible, learning to flex in your routines, not be so rigid and stuck and no, this is the way I've always done things. I'm not going to do things a different way. Actually, just being open to the path and new avenues, new ways of looking at things. Reframing your own mind, you know. Okay. For the air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, what 5D oracle healing do you want us to see, Spirit? For me and all my beautiful air sign collective, what healing can you offer us to clarify the cards that have already come out and to give people whatever it is that they need right now? Thank you so much, Spirit, for being here. We've got autumn again. Oh, we've got true love on the bottom. And we've got somewhere over the rainbow. And we've got Pisces. And we've got hurt people. And we've got Taurus. And nobody puts baby in the corner. Okay. And shifting sands, which is karma. All right. So we've got true love. Autumn. So this is happening now. I am very much in the autumn, the fall. This is northern hemisphere for us right now. But it is also that time of reaping, a time of harvest. This is what this karmic wheel is bringing us around to. True love coming in. There's a lot of union happening, a lot of soulmates, higher level soulmates, twin flames, divine others, finding each other, coming into vibration, finding each other over the rainbow, somewhere over the rainbow. This could be a shout out to all my beautiful LGBTQ, QQ, PKK community and the other letters, all the beautiful alphabety spaghetti in rainbow delights. You know, your true love is somewhere over the rainbow. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Pisces. These could be the people that have been bringing fuckery and darkness into your life. Definitely resonates on my level. We've got shifting sands. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Okay. Shifting sands is all about karma. It's all about those tectonic plates literally shifting and creating earthquakes under the ground, which cannot, you know, the ground and the landscape will literally be different around you afterwards. Nothing's going to be the same again. And we can either be ready for this, or we can, you know, we can either be in the driving seat of our chariot, or we can be passengers and just get chucked around by the sands of time. Or you can pull that scarf over your face and put on your goggles and jump on your super cool desert bike and go out there and find a new adventure, find your way out of the storm. Or you can cower and wait for it to pass, but who knows when it will pass, and who knows how long you might be sitting there in your little sand dune. So, weird one, weird energy there. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Hurt people. And you know, I heard something really beautiful the other day and I had to write it down. And it was hurt people, but broken people save broken people. And I think that's a really nice counterbalance to this energy, that actually, yeah, hurt people. It's not an excuse, but it is part of their story. And it helps us understand where people might be coming from and how to veer away from people that may be exhibiting or sharing energies like that. We just went through 1, 2, 2, 11. But yeah, broken people save broken people. So people that have been through the mill, they've been through the wars, they've been through addiction, heartbreak, loss, grief. They are in a unique position to bring healing and help to other people because they are living proof, survivors, that all can be well, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for everybody. And for those people that made it through and have a story to tell, I think most of us would say, hand on heart, there was times there when I wasn't sure I was going to come through. There was times there when I didn't know if spirit was with me, or I didn't know if I was ever going to get myself out of this. And I questioned. And yet here I am, and I did make it. And I found that I dug deep at that time of helplessness, at that time of loss, and not knowing if I had it in me to keep going. And somehow, somewhere I did. Somehow I dug down deep and I found that last nugget of reserve, of willpower, of resilience to keep going. And now I have this amazing story to tell. And I am living proof. I'm like gold from a gold mine to prove to you that this is possible. If I can do it, you can do it too. And that kind of healing power that you possess once you have a story of that kind cannot be bought. You cannot put a price on it for the amount of joy and healing and comfort that you may be able to give somebody else just by sharing your story. So I liked that. I liked that there was this sort of, you know, and there's a duty in that. There is a duty as well that we pay it forward. You know, if you have a message, if you have a story, if you've been through something and your story could help others, there is a spiritual duty to pay that forward. Remembering that you probably benefited somewhere along the way from someone else's sage advice or sage words or words of comfort in a dark moment, and those words pulled you through, and you might just be the words to pull someone else through their dark night of the soul. And that's all part of building karmic bank. You know, this is how we build that, you know, by being that good Samaritan. Literally, not knowing, you might never know how your story lands. Like, I might be talking to someone out here, or you might come across my reading in a week, in a year's time, and I might never know the intricacies or depth of how my words might have helped you. And you might never say anything to me. You might not like the video or subscribe. I just wouldn't know otherwise. But spirit knows. And spirit is always keeping tabs. My art and Thoth are keeping score. They will be standing there with Libra at the gates of the fields of reeds to weigh your heart against the feather of Mart when the time comes for your judgment. And we are judged on how we have loved ourselves and loved others in this world. And it is not about bringing in, it is not really the moment on your deathbed to suddenly atone for all your sins and expect that the slate would be wiped clean by that. I think that's why so many people do share these last wishes and regrets and real truth on their deathbed, because they realize that, you know, they could have done more with their life, that, you know, their chance on this beautiful planet. And actually, you have a chance every day to build good karmic currency for your life, for your afterlife, for your next 10 lives. You're going to need it, baby. So, you know, start thinking about it now, not just when, you know, start letting every moment be an opportunity to be loving instead of hateful or jealous or greedy or pushy or manipulative or controlling or demanding or neglectful. Turning your back on people. Turning your back on someone in need is probably one of the worst things you can do. Standing by while someone is hurt, even if that you're not the person physically doing it, if you know about it and you stand by and you do nothing, I think you're just as bad as the aggressor. I really do. I think people that stand by and watch abuse go on and think that they are somehow uninvolved have got a real wake-up call coming. Parents that stand by and watch while the other parent abuses the children. The terrifying haunting that does to the child, to know that their parents stood there and did nothing when they were, you know, when they should have been protecting. And, you know, and this can resonate on a lot of different levels, lots of different relationships and scenarios. But I'm just saying, I think standing by or holding on to knowledge about someone being hurt or harmed or abused or manipulated, and then even going so far as to try and profit or exploit that situation for your own gains even more. I feel very sorry for you. Very sorry for you indeed. And I pray for you. I do hold space in prayer for you, because you've offended, you continue to offend the Most High on their deepest principles and their deepest expectations for human nature. You're a disgrace to human nature. And, you know, you kind of really have got it coming to you. So, Taurus and Pisces, I wonder how, you know, how you're showing up here in this reading, whether this resonates for you, whether you are dealing with this sense of hurt people. And nobody puts baby in the corner, by the way, guys. This is like a law of metaphysics, okay? Eventually, this karma will be redressed. You know, nobody puts baby in the corner. We've got true love. We've got somewhere over the rainbow. Let's pull another couple of my oracles and maybe a tiny tarot spread on it. But we're at an hour and a half. Okay, perfect. All right, what was this one? Something flipped. Oh, we had mask. Oh, it was summer. So we've now got summer and autumn. So those shifting sands, karmic cycles revolving around and around. You could be dealing with someone who had a birthday in the summer, a birthday in the autumn. You could be dealing with stuff that happened in the summer and you're getting your karma for it now in the autumn. You could have met your true love in the summer or in the spring or on Valentine's Day. And now you're celebrating in the autumn of your honeymoon together. You know, true love is waiting for us all somewhere over the rainbow. So, some more oracles, please, for our beautiful collective. Aquarius, Geminis, and Libras in the house and in the world. What else do they need? Let's clarify something. Let's clarify gossip. Why is gossip here? Oh, look, I love you and a mask. Okay. So we've got past life connection on the bottom of the deck. So we've now got I love you with true love and a mask. And this is clarifying gossip. And at the bottom of the deck was past life connection. So definitely true love, I love you, past life connection. This is definitely that sense of union coming in, people finding each other. Somewhere Over the Rainbow is a beautiful song, beautiful energy. If you haven't heard that song by Eva Cassidy, please do Google it, YouTube it. Past life connections, soulmates coming in. This could be someone in your recent past of this life, or this could be someone that you were destined to be with in many lives, and it is coming around again in this time of great shift. So that's what people are gossiping about. They're gossiping about a past life connection, twin flames, probably, possibly. They may well be gossiping about why someone's been wearing a mask. They might be gossiping about these rumors. This person's wearing a mask. They're hiding their face, their hands over their mouth. People often put their hands over their mouth when they're lying. It's a very good tell. You know, this is a very open pose. This person looks quite open, but he's blocking the way to something. Something's not being seen. Something is hidden behind him under the moon. So this could be someone wearing a mask because they're hurt. Perhaps they've been so hurt in the past, wearing a mask has just become easier. Wearing a mask has just become more comfortable, more safe. And we can all resonate with that. We all lock our heart up after we've been hurt. It's just natural reflexes. And it can be really difficult to thaw it out and bring it back out again. It's the easiest thing to lock it away. It's much harder to unlock it and bring it back and learn to trust again. Learn to trust other people. And learn to trust that other people may hurt you again. Even if they didn't mean to, because when we love fully with our open hearts, they can be hurt. We can hurt people without realizing. We can hurt people without meaning to. There's a lot of red on the table, by the way. There's a lot of heart energy. And do you know what? It's lovely because there was a lot of absence of heart chakra energy on the earth reading, but then loads of it came through yesterday with the water reading. And now we've got red, 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 love, love, hearts all over the shop. And lots of green, lots of heart chakra. So I think, you know, people are wanting to take the mask off. I think they're wanting to come out of their heads, come out of the fuckery mindset and just start being open and honest. Let's put on a little bit of jasmine. If you're interested in the essential oils or talking to me about a healing remedy that you might need for your beautiful body, then do drop me an email and we can talk about that confidentially. I can let you know how I might be able to help you in that way. I only work with essential oils and natural remedies and other energy healing modalities. So yeah, it'd be really great to talk to you if you need some advice. Let's put a little bit of tarot. We've gone a little bit longer tonight, but I really felt like this message was going to be needed for some people. People that may well be in their head. I didn't ask a question, but let's see what came out. Oh, we've got the World and the Queen of Wands. So the World is all about karmic cycles. It is the number 21 in this deck. It is often marked as the number 20 because it's like the two tens. It's like two cycles coming into completion. And it's all the elements being in balance, which is what I was saying at the beginning is really important, that we're not just in our heads, in our mental airspace, but we're actually employing our emotions, which is water. We're employing passion and will and spirit through the fire. And we're using our mental agility and our mental faculties through the air. And we're also looking after our bodies and building in positive manifestation on the 3D plane to create our abundance with Earth. So I'm loving that we've got the Queen of Wands coming up, Queen of Fire, always big manifester, big magic maker. She's got her little cat, just like I was saying at the beginning. Those of us with familiars, furry familiars, fur babies will understand. These are our fundamental first spirit guides, guardians in the sacred spiritual realm, as well as in the 3D. I've got my little bubble here. She's always keeping an eye on me when I'm reading for the collective. And look, we've got all these other creatures here. So big emphasis on the spirit guides in the animal realm tonight. And I think, you know, the Queen of Wands is coming through. So I'm feeling a lot of Leo. Just saying, because we've got Leo in that card. We've got Leo, 2 lions on each side of her throne, and then obviously the little cat. And then we've got summer and autumn, and Leo is July to August. And we've got a lot of moon energy out here. So it could just be that Leo sun energy wanting to come through and bring some balance, just as karma is doing. And that is, again, another element. This is karma. The world is karma. It is the cycle turning. It is the shift. It is the revolving into a new day. And what that new day looks like is entirely and completely up to you. So, you know, we want to use that lion firepower, willpower of our solar plexus, you know, just like her yellow dress, she and her sunflowers, she's all about the solar plexus energy. Whatever she puts her mind to, and this could, you could be a masculine or a feminine, but in this energy, even if you're an air sign, this could just be your, you know, your just powerful presence in the world. Okay, you could be a tarot reader, someone that works with spirit, someone very connected to their psyche, their psychic powers, their superpowers, and someone very sexy as well, someone that, you know, enjoys communicating with the opposite sex, enjoys the pleasures of the body. Oh, look, and we got the Ace of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Just as I said, pleasures of the body, we got the Love Cup coming out. That's beautiful. The Eternal Chalice, the Feminine Cup, the Feminine Chalice. Very spiritual. Gift of love coming in after the cycle has closed. You could have a Leo or a Queen of Wands type energy that is making their way to you. They've left a burdensome cycle. Their karma was to walk away from whatever they needed to leave behind. And they're coming to this. Their karmic cycle has closed. And the new beginning of the 8 is brought into being. And we had 2 4s and an 8 at the beginning. 8s represent karma because they represent the cycle of infinity, the everlasting dance of change. Number 4 represents the emperor and structure, but it also represents change because number 13, for instance, which breaks down to a 4, is the death card, and death represents death and rebirth and resurrection. And 8s are that pinnacle of resurrection. They represent new beginnings, and this is what the new beginning is. They're going off to find their 9th cup of wish fulfillment. Beautiful. Let us clarify, what's the mask about, Spirit? Why is mask here for the collective? What more can you tell us on this? Who's wearing a mask? Oh, look, 6 of Cups in reverse. 6 of Cups in reverse. This is past life connection. This is soulmates, and we've had past life connection come out. You could well be dealing with I can't speak. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. You could well be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We do have Pisces on the table. We've got the Ace, the 8, and the 6 of Cups. Hurt People has a lot of tears on it. And there's lots of blue. And look, I've got the 6 of Cups in blue on the past life connection card. So this is the 6 of Cups all over. And we had I love you. We've got true love. We've got karma just bringing in a lot of passion for some people. There's a lot of happiness and a lot of abundance on the horizon for so many of us. We're almost at 144.44. I think that's a beautiful place to draw it in. Oh, the Chariot. Okay, this is love coming in, baby. We've got the Chariot coming in. Cancer now on the table. Prince of Cups or Page of Cups. More water energy. Justice and the High Priestess. That's the place to end, baby. Justice and the High Priestess. For all you air signs out there. This is a Libra card and this is a moon card. So whatever was hidden, concealed, masked under all of these moons, all these full moons and new moons that have gone up and gone down and gone round and cycled through, however long you've been going through this, justice is here. Whatever you thought was going on, whatever your intuition was telling you, you were right. And you knew you didn't need to say anything. The justice was also watching the whole time. Justice was going to make sure that your Ace of Cups, your World, your Chariot, your Six of Cups, and your Queen was all coming in for you, you know? You might be in the Queen of Wands energy, the Priestess of the Moon energy, this Justice energy. This is definitely you. You embody this as an air sign, even if you're not Libra. You know, she's got her sword of truth. And she's going to use it, baby. Because as us air signs know, we know how to use our mental swords. We can be cutting, we can be clever, we can be witty, we can be sharp, we can be quick, we can be healing in our words. We can be soft and comforting and compassionate with our words, as well as bringing in that truth and straight talking when it's necessary. I think the journey for us tonight is to not use those swords on ourselves too often, okay? Don't use those swords too often on yourself. Remember that they can cut deep, and we're really good with them. We can be really good and quick in our sword play. So, you know, be careful that you don't leave too many scars on your own beautiful self and your own beautiful psyche. And focus not on the worry, the anguish, the anxiety, or the bullshit that other people say. You know, what is it that they say? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Okay? Don't let other people's bullshit take up residence in your mind rent-free. You know, unless you're charging these people rent to put fuck shit in your mind and in your vibration, just tell them to jog on. Tell them to leave it, that, you know, you didn't ask for it, and you ain't looking for advice other than what spirit and your intuition is guiding you to. And it's guiding you to love, or love is being guided into you. The Chariot's bringing it in, and justice in the world are going to make sure that you get everything tenfold and more. I think that was a nice place to end. Guys and girls, beautiful air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, thank you so much for being here. This has been a slightly longer reading, 14848, but we have been enjoying all the 4s, all the 8s, all the 5s together. And I hope that this healing provided you a little comfort, a little fun, a little advice, a little healing, and a little time with me. I've definitely appreciated you being here, whether you come across me now, in the future, in the past, in the 5D, the 3D, the 6D, wherever. Know that I love you. Know that you're special. and you've got good things coming for you. I will speak to you soon. I hope you'll join us on the next reading. Namaste. Thank you, air signs. Bye for now.